Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vasant. I'm with Trimble Transportation Enterprise, Vice President for Enterprise Architecture. Just to give you a sense of what Trimble is, so Trimble is a multi-billion-dollar company operating in 36 countries, tens and thousands of employees. So in about 2011 timeframe, the company kind of went into acquisition spree. So they acquired PeopleNet, they acquired TMW Systems, ALK Maps, Final Mile, recently 10-4 systems. So we actually offer an end-to-end system or end-to-end solution when it comes to transportation, all the way starting from shipper TMS, carrier TMS, asset maintenance, final mile, maps, all the stuff, right? So if you look at the markets, we cover all the markets too. Truckload, ELTL. So in the truckload space, we do asset, non-asset, brokerage, asset maintenance, all of the above. So today what I'm going to talk about is walk you through our blockchain journey. So again, we have lots of products. We kind of talked about what to present. We thought we've been investigating the blockchain technology for more than a year. So we thought we'll walk you through that journey. So just to start with, what I'm going to talk about is, here is a couple of applications that we developed. So we really played around with a couple of technologies. Hyperledger, IBM developed Hyperledger Fabric, donated to Linux Foundation that managed that. That's one. And then we also played around with Ethereum framework. So this in here, what you're looking at is basically a couple of smart contracts, right? So when you talk about blockchain, everyone talks about smart contracts. So what is the smart contract? What is it really? Smart contracts is more like a micro application that kind of runs on a network. So the analogy that I would like to give is everyone is familiar about Apple App Store or a Google Play Store. So when you go in there, you have millions of applications there. You download it and you use it, right? So that's kind of the same concept here. So you have a blockchain network, and then you can deploy multiple smart contracts. So in here, I have a couple of smart contracts. One is transportation focused, which is freight order management system. Other one is Trimble's MEP. So MEP stands for mechanical, electrical, plumbing. Again, Trimble is into a lot of space. So since we work together, we kind of thought about building something together, right? So in MEP or any construction, it's very common for a designer to fabricate a new project. It could be a HVAC unit, or it could be a design. The design needs to be approved. It needs to be then manufactured. Once it's manufactured, it needs to be transported, right? So that's where the transportation folks, the logistics folks come into the picture, saying, how do you transport it? So here is my smart contract. Again, these are the steps. As you can see, the design is approved. The supervisor completed his thing. The project or the part that's being manufactured or produced is ready for shipment. So what we have done is we actually tied these two smart contracts together, right? So the biggest difference in the mobile applications that you download from App Store or Google Store is download it, and they function independently. In smart contracts, they can work with each other, giving you an end-to-end solution. That's exactly what we have done here. So again, here is our smart contract. I can click one of these. This kind of walks you through, if you're in the carrier space, I'm sure you're very familiar with this work cycle, which is a shipper basically creating an order, carrier accepting the order, then dispatching it to the truck, then collecting information from it. All that is completed in this one work cycle. So this is, again, very user-defined. So it works exactly like the TMS. The point here is, if you are a transportation, a business, if you're looking for buying a blockchain-based system, the question that we ask is that we are asked most of the time is, how is it different from traditional system? The answer is there is no difference in the traditional system. The only thing you're going to get is these activities. It basically logs all this information in the blockchain ledger itself, right? So in this example, I basically showed how these smart contracts can work together. Again, the concept is 5 years from now, 10 years from now, there'll be like thousands of applications that you can actually pick and choose, which could work together. The second prototype that I want to walk you through is, this is actually built based on Hyperledger Fabric. Again, being in the transportation space, we already have like 2,200 customers, enterprise customers. ranging from, our customers will range from people with 20 trucks to 7,000 trucks or 100,000 trucks, right? The problem is we can't really build a system and then push it to our customer and say, here's a new product, because they already invested in training. So obviously, we want to build in a way where they can train new users in the new system. At the same time, the old users continue to use their existing system. So what we have done is we built a middle layer, which is basically, OK, here is a system that ties to your TMS. So this basically sits in between the TMS systems and also your blockchain network, enabling a bidirectional data flow. So you create an order in the TMS that gets dropped in the blockchain. If an order shows up in the blockchain from a shipper TMS, that information shows up in a TMS. So as a user, all I have to do is I come in here, I configure my endpoints, and then everything will start working. So here is a simple network that we stood up. This one has 3 nodes in it, 4 organizations participating in the network. We have close to 50 blocks there, 50 transactions. So this is how we are actually tying the systems together. We are tying a TMS system with a blockchain system, making it easier for the users to use it. So the next thing what we did is, here are the orders, right? So these are the orders. Again, if you can just, at the bottom portion, you can kind of pretend that it's as a default order entry screen. If it's a carrier TMS, this is your order entry screen. This is where you input your order. If it's a shipper TMS, it's kind of the same thing. You get information like summary, billing information right here, line item information, user fields, and transactions. The point that I want to highlight is, whenever you talk about blockchain, people talk about 2 things. One is trust and transparency. If you're getting an order from a TMS system, you want to know where that information comes from. So that's where this block is. When you click on the block, it basically shows you the transaction ID. Again, in a blockchain, you're not alone. You're actually working with other parties. So if there is a question about, OK, where does this transaction come from, this is the important piece. This basically tells you where that information came from. The next one is the transactions itself. Again, in agriculture, it's very, very common for you to know where a shipment has been originated, how it's processed, how it's actually sent to the end destination. So this is one place where you can actually come in, look at all the transactions, and really see the entire workflow. So we are at booth number 10 at the demo show. If you have any questions, I'm happy to talk. Thank you so much.